My name is Olusegun Kuti Aremon. I am a professional accountant and the executive director of Tai Aremon Cancer Awareness Campaign Organization. I'm based in Abuja, Nigeria, in Africa. I want to give us background on how we started and why we started fight against cancer. Our fight against cancer started after the fact that I lost my own dear wife to breast cancer. We got married in the year 2005 to a precise March, and the marriage was a good one, a nice one, and we kept going. During this period of 10 years plus that we've been together, actually it wasn't easy because here in Africa, we believe so much in having children. But unfortunately, we did all we could. We did medical tests, we went for consultation, we went to prayer houses, and we did all what we could within our own power, but there was no child. Although one time or the other, she would take in for 2, 3, 4 months, and it got aborted. So for 10 years complete, we couldn't have a child. Now, when we clocked 10 years at our 10th wedding anniversary, both of us sat together, we agreed together to do something about it. And we had 2 options to take. The first option was to adopt a child, and the second one was to go for IVF. We reached out to our family doctors and consultants to guide us on how to go about any of this. Eventually, we settled for IVF, having given us assurance and that everything will be all right. Now, we went for vacation in Singapore to mark our 10th wedding anniversary. On return, to come for IVF preparation. Now, in between this period, as we were discussing the IVF and the vacation, something happened. God, in His infinite mercy, answered our prayer, though unknowingly to us. She took in suddenly. When she took in, it took me up to about 3 to 4 months before I could believe that actually she took in. Why was it so? During the period she took in, she went for lab test, and it was confirmed positive that she had taken in. But when I was told, I didn't want to raise my hope unnecessarily, and I just smiled over it. I didn't react, I didn't do anything. Although it showed all over me that I didn't believe in that. Because that was not the first time or the second time that she would take in and nothing will happen after 3, 4 months thereafter. Now, second month, she went for another test. She went for tests for about 3 places, and all confirmed pregnancy was positive. Then it now became a very serious issue between us that I had to take action. There and then, I decided that we should go to meet our doctor who was waiting for us for IVF. Now, on getting to him, he placed her on scanning machine while asking her to go for some other lab test. The lab test from that hospital also confirmed she was pregnant. Then she was placed on the scanning machine, and there and then it was showed clearly the baby. Suddenly, I burst into a kind of crying. I was really crying. because I had this unbelief. And there and then I apologized to God for my unbelief. That was how God started the miracle of the baby we have today. Now, immediately she was placed on antenatal in a government hospital, and she was going for all her periodic tests in the hospital. Then I remembered in one of those days, she told me she was feeling a kind of boil in one of her breasts. And I told her, okay, she could report it to the hospital. And actually, it was reported in the hospital. But we didn't take it serious. The hospital didn't take it serious because of lack of information and education of cancer. Now, as the pregnancy was growing, the so-called boil, which later turned out to be tumor, was growing alongside the pregnancy. Eventually, this turned out to be cancer tumor. And she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl on 30th November 2015. When she gave birth to this baby, one of the breasts was so affected to the level that she could not breastfeed the baby with that breast. And yet, even at that point, both the doctors, nurses, even my humble self, and people around us could not detect that this was cancerous, this was cancer tumor. What everybody kept on saying was that it usually happens like that in women, whereby one breast will be bigger than the other, but it was something different entirely. Now, after the second, third month of this baby, of the arrival of this baby, we were compelled to go for scanning in the hospital to actually discover or to know what was going on. And what happened? In the hospital, it was discovered that the breast, the tumor was cancerous. That was the beginning of our sorrow. We started running helter-skelter. I could remember how she cried her heart out that day. And from that moment, I wasn't myself. Unknowingly to her in the house, I would go to a secret place to cry for like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, wipe my face, and go and, console her. Because to us, cancer was a death sentence. We reach out to people, friends, relations, hospitals to come to our rescue. We did all what we could. We registered in a national hospital. We were doing all what we could. Doctors were administering drugs. She was placed on chemotherapy. Now, that reminds me, when the baby was the third month, she was breastfeeding the baby from the beginning up to the month 3. But when the medication for this cancer started, we were advised to stop breastfeeding the baby. So she could not continue giving the baby the breast. Both breasts were asked to stop. Now, at that period, the baby was placed on baby friendly and other stuff like that. Now, she was being administered with chemotherapy and were to go for radiation. And at that point, the cancer was at stage 2, 3, going to 4. And the pains was becoming so severe that she couldn't bear any longer. As we were doing this, we were going for consultations, we traveled, we moved, and at that time, she was already losing strength. by and large, on 20th August 2016, she couldn't pull through. We lost Taiwo Olufunke to breast cancer. Her death was so painful, we couldn't bear it, and the baby was just 9 months then. It was a very sad moment for me, thinking about a woman who has been together with you for over 10 years. No child, she endured it, we endured it together, we were happy. And when the baby eventually came, what happened? She could not survive, she could not stay to take care of the baby she was yearning for. This was a very serious one. I took up the challenge because actually we prayed together several times. I had faith that she would survive it. But as God will have it, because God created her, God decided to take her. She couldn't make it. Now, after all the necessary funeral arrangements and I settled down, I thought of immortalizing her. And what did I think? What did I do? I came up with the idea of having an organization, registering an organization that caters for cancer. Now, we came up with the name, Taye Aremu Cancer Awareness Campaign Organization. And this organization got registered with necessary government agencies in Nigeria. And it now becomes a registered NGO. Now, we have been doing a lot of activities since we started. The NGO is about more than 2 years now. We got it inaugurated with a lot of cancer activities, roadshow, campaigns, lectures, so many activities. Now, the passion we have here is that we go out there to campaign against cancer, to let people know that cancer is real. Cancer is there. That is to say, cancer is no respecter of anybody. Anybody can have cancer. Whether you are old, you can have cancer. If you are young, you can have cancer. If you are a man, you can have cancer. If you are a woman, you can have cancer. If you are rich, you can have cancer. If you are poor, you can have cancer. If you are white in color, you can have cancer. If you are black, you can have cancer. Cancer is no respecter of persons. Anybody can actually have cancer. Now, some people think, oh, cancer is for some people. No. Anybody, no matter, irrespective of your status, you can have cancer. Now, we now take the campaign out there to let people know that early detection of cancer is the ultimate. If we had early detection of this breast cancer with my wife, definitely she could have been salvaged. She could have been rescued. But we didn't have sufficient information on how to go about certain things. Now, we do not want many people to have this kind of bitter experience. That is why we take it upon ourselves to reach out to people in the urban area, in the rural area, educated, non-educated. I mean, everybody, religions, organizations, different kinds of people, we reach out to them to tell them what they need to know about cancer. That is to say, people need to go for periodic examination in order to detect cancer early. Because if it is detected early, the possibility of rescuing the person, the chances are very, very high. Now, today, in the process of doing our organization and activities, we were discovered by Fight Cancer Global. Fight Cancer Global is one organization that tackles cancer and takes care and collaborates with various organizations that fights against cancer today. They collaborate with non-governmental organizations. They collaborate with cancer survivors. They collaborate with cancer patients. They collaborate with oncologists, the nurses. I mean, people who take care of cancer patients generally. And they go out there to see how cancer can be fought tooth and nail, to stand still. Because according to Fight Cancer Global, we can win the fight against cancer if all of us join hands together. I'm now reaching out to anybody who is watching me or listening to me out there that cancer is real, cancer is no respecter of persons, and that Fight Cancer Global is out there to support you, to join hands with you, to make sure that cancer, we get rid of cancer in our society today. Now, Tai Aremu Cancer Awareness Campaign Organization collaborates with Fight Cancer Global. And we are still moving ahead. We are becoming stronger day by day as we reach out to people. And in the course of our reaching out to people, we discover that many people do not have adequate information on cancer. And I want to use this time to appreciate our board, the board of trustees, who put us together to join us in this fight. They believe so much in this fight, and they give themselves, they give their money, they give their finance, I mean, everything they have, their resources, to make sure that this organization survives. And we remain very grateful to them. Not only them, we have some other individuals and various organizations who give support in one way or the other to make sure that the fight against cancer continues. So at this point, I want to appreciate God. Today, we have survived 3 years after the demise of Taiwo Olufunke. And the baby is growing very fast. She's growing very fast, and we want to thank God for surviving, also for making her to survive this period. And in a short while, she'll be clocking 4 years. She's a beautiful girl, and want to appreciate God. Yanolua, come and say hi. Yes, this is a baby that whose mother died at age of 9 months. She stopped breastfeeding for 3 months. But we thank God. God is helping us. God is taking care of her, and we are moving forward. Yeah, at this juncture, I want to sincerely appreciate all our journalists, our sponsors, people who have been supporting us in one way or the other. I mean, people are just so kind. Anytime we give requests out, people are there to go out with us for campaign without even asking for anything. People give their money, they give their resources. We really appreciate you. You have been so wonderful. It is not we are doing this to, but to Almighty, because you are sowing to Almighty. Almighty God, whom we are sowing this for, we make sure that you reap it bountifully. Also, we still want to place a request, because to treat cancer is not really easy. It is so expensive, and there are so many people out there who are suffering from cancer. When you go to hospitals, you will really give thanks to God. So many people have different kinds of cancer, cancer of this, cancer of that. Now, if you are led in one way or the other, and you want to support us in this project, so that we'll be able to reach out, be able to support more people, please contact us, and together we'll join hands together to see that we are able to fight against cancer. Now, special thanks to Fight Cancer Global. They have promised us that they are going to stand with us, stand by us, to make sure that we are able to reach out to so many people, and that the fight against cancer is won. That is to say, we are able to win the fight against cancer. And God will bless you as you do so. Thank you very much, and God bless.